Hi there, my name's Dillon.
Hey, I'm Bob.
You know, I'm with CII. We're creating training videos for a Precursor analysis program we're developing. Do you have a spare 5 minutes? We'll just ask you a couple questions and we'll be on our way.
Yes, sir. Feel free.
On.
Go right ahead.
All right, thanks. So first off, what task are you performing today?
Well, we're going to remove these tanks from the site. This involves disconnecting the welds in the piping to the tank, positioning the cranes, using a man lift to rig the 2 cranes to the tank. We have a pre-lift safety meeting before the lifting. When we lift the tank out and put it on the truck. This is the first tank of a few that we have to remove.
All right. And who's going to perform each task? Where will everyone be working?
Well, we have 5 guys on the crew, 2 crane operators who will be in each crane, obviously. We also have 2 riggers who will be signaling the crane, spotting the crane, and acting as the basic laborers. They'll be in the man lift and on the ground. I'm the lead hand for the crew. I'll be making sure they're doing everything right and assisting where needed. The riggers will be on the ground for most of the part and up in the man lift when the tank is initially rigged. They will have the tag lines for the load as well. Tag lines are not required for tandem lifts here, but we like having the extra precaution. The operators will be in the cranes as well.
All right, great. Thanks for explaining that. I know it's complicated. So what might your work change from what is planned? I'm talking anything minor here, and how will your crew manage these changes?
Well, the welds for the tank not coming loose will be a potential change. We don't have a torch out here, but just a disc cutter. I don't anticipate this being a problem. Also, we hope we can get the cranes into the right position. The tank containment was supposed to be demolished before we got here so we could get it into a better position. If we can't disconnect the tank or get the cranes into position, then we'll have to stop and reassess. We can't proceed with the work if we can't perform the job.
Yeah, of course. So changing gears here, what are the hours you've been performing?
We get here at 7, and we leave the yard at the shop at 5:30, and we stay here till 5 or so at night, so I guess a 10-hour day.
Okay. Is there anything that is potentially making you fatigued today? Long hours, stress, weather, maybe a commute?
No, just the drive.
Okay. What happens if you don't meet your productivity target or deadline today?
Well, the crane will have to stay out there, and that will rack up a cost. It just cuts into the bid.
Yeah, of course. How much pressure do you feel to finish this task on time? Out of 1 out of 10.
Cranes are expensive, so the pressure, let's say 6 out of 7.
Okay.
6 or 7.
Has there been any work disruptions causing you to be less productive? Anything, equipment, material, labor, engineering, information, anything along these lines?
No, everything is good. We don't have the cutting torch, but that should not be an issue.
Yeah. So, piggybacking on this, is there anything that could make your job easier or safer? Anything referring to equipment, tools, more people, etc.?
Well, a torch for the welds would be nice, but it should not be a big deal. I think the disc cutter will work fine. The main thing would be having the containment demolished before we were brought to take the work out. This would allow us to get the cranes into better position. I think we can still get the cranes into position, but it will be more difficult or something.
Okay. What do you think of the safety performance on site?
It is good. The client takes safety very seriously, so there is a lot of paperwork.
Yeah. So how do you think they could improve safety and performance?
Well, I think it's fine how it is. Less paperwork would be nice though.
Yeah, of course. So what are all the hazards that you might face, and how are workers kept clear of these hazards?
Well, we had a pretty extensive tailgate, a meeting where we all filled out the JSA, or the Job Safety Analysis, and all the hazards. We also have a lift plan identifying the hazards as well. The hazards we have on there right now are flying debris from cutting the welds above, the suspended load, of course, workers at heights and the man lifts, and housekeeping around the area where we could trip. The JSA is pretty detailed. It outlines all of this. Communication is key. We have spotters below to keep people clear of the work area. If someone does come into the work area, we're able to stop the lift. We also have our assignments on where to work, but we just need to follow the plan.
All right. are all the hazards that other crews might create around you?
Nothing. We're the only ones working in this area.
All right. What are the barriers or visual warnings in place?
We don't have any barriers or visual warnings exactly. We do have a spotter for people coming into the area though. It's not his only job, but it's a very important job of his.
So kind of along these lines is what specific actions will you take to work safely on your assigned task today?
Well, the work has been permitted. We all had the tailgate meeting this morning where we filled out the JSA and the lift plan as well. Communication is key, everything will be fine.
So how often do you see someone who's solely dedicated to safety on site? Now, how do they do as far as supporting your work?
Yeah, never seen anyone. There is the OSR who does watch out for safety, but he has other jobs as well.
And then, not to put you on a spot here, but how would you grade your foreman in regards to safety?
He's extremely experienced. He's been doing this stuff for years. He's an old timer and can get the stuff done quickly. He prides himself in being a go-getter.
All right. Now, is there anything your foreman could be doing better, specifically with safety?
Well, his attitude can conflict with management at times. For us younger guys, it's difficult to know who to follow at times.
All right. Now, then, the last question here is just kind of a general. Is there anything that is distracting you from focusing on your work? This could be outside of work or work-related.
No, just the fact that the tank is in containment, which is annoying. It's really quiet otherwise.
All right, great. Well, hey, I appreciate your time. That's all I have for you.
Okay.
I'll let you get back to it.
Yes,
I know you're busy. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.